Here are my top 5 hilarious night shift stories that I got from Reddit. Number 5. I used to work third shift at a McDonald's back when the 50-piece McNuggets were a thing. A man came in very late and was either very high or very drunk and ordered a grand total of 250 McNuggets. After he bought them, he sat down in the lobby and started eating them. He kept eating them until he puked and then continued eating them until he puked again. He was then escorted out of the store, much to his displeasure. Number 4. I was a dispatcher at night, alone in the whole office. Our desk faced the front of the building and had a large glass window. The large window had those large vertical blinds, so you couldn't be seen from outside, but you could somewhat see what is outside. One day, at about 2 a.m., from the corner of my eye, I see movement outside. I get up and inspect and see a homeless dude buck naked, all soaped up, taking a full-on bathing session in the auto sprinklers. Dude was totally giving some attention to the nether region when he noticed me. If you don't like it, don't look at it, he barks. I couldn't argue with that, so I went back to work. Number 3. Back when I worked overnight for the King of Burgers, for a short while we got a regular 2 a.m. customer who would come through the drive-thru in an enormous H3 demanding a double bacon cheeseburger, no pickle, and a bacon cheese whopper, no onion. This wasn't weird at all until you factor in that his entire order, from "How may I take your order" to "Have a nice night," was made in a perfect Foghorn Leghorn voice, and some nights he showed up in a rooster costume. I say, I would like me a double cheese bacon, and could y'all add bacon to that, darling? No pickle, of course. The wife have my head and informed himself it'll be a juicy all-American bacon cheese whopper. I do say, but no almoness. Gives me yassi. His credit card also had Foghorn Leghorn on it. It was the best 6 weeks of my life. Number 2. I used to work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. as a shunter at a mill in Quebec. Around 3 a.m. a truck comes into the holding area and flashes his lights at me. I'm thinking he just wants me to sign his bill, so I continue backing a trailer into its spot. As I'm disconnecting my airlines to the trailer, I can feel someone behind me and spin around. The driver that was flashing his lights at me is now coming towards me with his shirt ripped open, his face is gray, and he's sweating. He tells me I need to call 911, he's having a heart attack. Long story short, I call, they send an ambulance that misses their turn, and I have to chase them down the road. Paramedics told me it wasn't a heart attack, but that his heart suddenly jumped up to 220 beats a minute. He was okay and still drives. I saw him about 2 months later. There was also a time that 3 wolves killed a deer in our parking lot. Didn't see it happen, just the aftermath. Number 1. I used to work night audit at a fairly posh hotel. My favorite experience was when 2 young military chaps came in with their lady friends. You could tell from their demeanor they were uncomfortable with the surroundings and looked preemptively crestfallen. Realizing they would never be able to afford such a nice place, they discussed amongst themselves for a moment, working up the nerve to approach me just to see how much it was for a double room for the night. Eventually they asked. I checked our rooms and saw we didn't have any doubles available, but we did have 4 out of 5 of our presidential suites available. I informed them that our regular room rate was $119, but that unfortunately we didn't have any double rooms available. However, we did have these suites available at a rate of $260. The poor guys looked dejected, knowingly that was completely unreasonable. I smiled at them, hoping they'd have the senses to ask the next question. They discussed for a minute and eventually turned to me and asked, "Do you have any military discounts?" Of course we did, but my boss didn't want us to inform potential customers of any chance at a discount. I was able to hook these guys up with a hella nice suit for $55, better than almost anything else they could have gotten at any other hotel, much less one as sweet as my hotel. Maybe not crazy, but my favorite night shift story still. Those kids looked like I'd just given them a winning lottery ticket. Made me damn happy to be able to do something kind for God people while suitably fucking over my else's racist boss in a way she couldn't in any public way address with me.